Welcome to the Gaming Outsider Podcast. This week, each of us have chosen a calendar year that we consider to be the best year of gaming. We're each going to present our case and see what the audience thinks of our choices. In news, we finally got a price on the Xbox ROG Ally X, and there's a ton of games you'll hear us talk about as well, including Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Forgotten Fragments, Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny, and Turbo Overkill. This is the Gaming Outsider. Greetings, programs, and welcome to The Gaming Outsider, a video game podcast with a focus on our incredible community, which can be found at thegamingoutsider.com or facebook.com/groups/thegocast, or you can also look for our Discord in the show notes of this very episode. It is Monday, September 29th. I'm your host, Scott Clark, and joining me are my good friends, Mr. Zach Parkerson. How are you, sir?
You know, I've never asked, but does that make you the user?
Saying greetings programs?
Yeah, like, because in Tron, right, the programs are the video game people.
I mean, I am Scott Clark. You are.
Right.
I was letting you finish it, but
I don't know. I don't know the quotes of that movie. I was just trying to figure out the...
We are the Gaming Outsider.
Speaking of, if you haven't already, try to avoid any more trailers for Tron Ares, because they did something in the recent trailer that I wish I hadn't seen. And I wish I would have experienced in the thing. So just I don't know if you were a trailer avoider or if you're even planning on watching Tron Ares, but avoid it. Anyway, we'll get to it. Also joining us, Mr. Jacob Gunderson. How are you, sir?
I am awesome. How are you?
I am doing well. Looking forward to blame you for everything, like we usually do.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine by me.
And also, Mr. Chris Behrensmeyer. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
You're a man of many words.
Yes, we're convinced.
We have a lot to
CB
get to.
good.
Yes, many words. Much happy.
So let's go ahead and jump right into the games we've been catching up. Starting with CB, actually. What have you been playing, man?
So literally like 15 minutes before this, I am now on the last chapter of Mafia Old Country.
Nice. I like how you write in the format here, in parentheses, pretty much beaten.
Oh, I mean, like at this point in time, the ending kind of feels telegraphed.
I mean, I feel like the whole movie is pretty, or the whole movie, the whole game feels very cookie cutter by standards of Mafia films and other.
Yeah. Well, I'm still expecting a twist, but I don't think it's going to come. But so that's done. I also, I forgot to put it on here, but I started cracking back into Assassin's Creed Shadows so I can finish that up. And
before Yote?
Yes. But I also didn't tell you this, Scott, but I added a game to the library just before we started.
Oh, yeah? Which one is that?
Silent Hill F.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I can give that a shot. I've been hearing good things. We're going to hear about it later. Jacob, what about you? What have you been catching up on, sir?
Was still playing Cash Cleaner Simulator for whatever reason. I don't know. Something about that game just struck me, and I wanted to keep playing it. And then I beat it.
Nice.
I cleaned
every
all
dollar. Every bill in America has been cleaned.
So it's got an anti-capitalist kind of, I guess not anti-capitalist, anti-government twist at the end of it. It's very the government in the game is pushing towards digital currency, and they are collecting all of the cash, and so the people who still have it need to wash it. So that's why they're sending it to you. They're trying to keep it in circulation, and by helping out the bad guy, you save a bunch of money, you put it into a giant piggy bank, and you send that piggy bank off to the city. And many feelings are had, things are congratulated, blah, blah, whatever. Yeah. I did the bad ending first, where you're helping, like, the government tricks you and tells you to blow up the money because the money is being used for nefarious purposes because you've lost your memory, and you kind of go like this trust route or whatever. You start finding things and you're like, okay, well, that's what these people are doing. So instead of sending the cash back to the people, you just blow it up. And so the whole room that you're in just is ablaze with just cash floating through the air that's on fire, and it's kind of a spectacle. But then the person laughs at you and says that you're super easily manipulated and just kind of hangs up on you. And I was like, well, I can't let it sit like that. So then I had to go back and fix it.
So you reloaded a save.
No, I didn't even reload. I started a whole new save.
Oh, really?
I did everything backwards from when I originally did it, and then I saved the day.
How do you find these games? Like, do you just like peruse? Is there like a section under Steam that's like obscure, weird?
Steam knows what I like.
Once you start playing a few games, Steam's just like, we recommend that you play this. Jacob's like, okay.
Well,
Bah.
was it Goat Simulator?
No, it's calling you a sheep.
We're all sheep.
Oh,
We're all sheep to Steam's algorithm.
Yeah.
But Mindy started playing. I woke up and found her playing a game, and I was like, "What is this?"
Oh my god, your own wife?
Yeah,
Like
she was playing Bookshop Simulator, which is like trading card simulator but with actual books. And I was sitting there watching her play it for a little bit, and I was like, "I gotta try this." So I downloaded it, and I'm probably 2 or 3 hours into it, and I really like it too because you buy weird books. One of the series is Lord of the Bling. Instead of Lord of the Rings, it's Lord of the Bling. And
reminds me of a Showtime movie I watched.
Oh my goodness, I was laughing so hard at all of the titles because they're all just ripoffs of other ones. But yeah, it seems to be a good game, except that game feels like it's in 2 times speed all the time.
Really?
It's the people just move through like how you would normally see characters move through a game. They are like flying.
Is it done to like make it seem like the passage of time is going quicker than it actually is?
I don't think so because the timers feels really, really slow. But these guys,
Okay.
these people move fast. It's outrageous how fast these NPCs move.
Bookshop Simulator. Interesting. Anytime I get playing games this week, I've been putting into Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition. I am loving being back in there. I won't talk about that too much more because I talked about it a lot last week, but I'm like level 19 or 20. I'm still like on that first section. Do you remember the game where like there's like that first like 2 main towns and just quests appear around it? I haven't left that yet. I feel like I'm,
that's the Scott Clark way.
I know I'm never gonna see Skellige, right? Like it's like that kind of situation. But I'm really not sure I love my class. I kind of want to start another one and start as the new class to see what that's like. But then I get a good run and I had something really awesome happens, and you can grind just like you can in any RPG and eventually make your class cool. But I miss some of the old tricks that I used to use when playing Puzzle Quest. But I talked to David Newman recently, and he picked up.
Oh, what did you pick up? Did you say?
He picked up the game after he heard me talk about it, and he's absolutely loving the game too. So I at least got one. I got one person to do it. So
one more Puzzle Quester out there.
I know, right? Well, plus there's like a multiplayer mode, like you can play against each other, but I feel like that wouldn't be fair. Like there's no way.
You're so much better than him, or
no, not in terms of ability, but like number one, I'm several levels ahead of him. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you balance that? I don't feel like there's any balancing in that game. So it'd just be like, I got my 50 level character, and until you get to level 50, it's not going to be a balanced match. I don't know, but there's luck involved in it too. So I guess anything could happen, but still. Anyway, I also decided to download Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Aaron Hughes from our community was talking it up so much, and I love those Survivor games, so I want to check this one out. This game is worth checking out, guys, especially if you have Game Pass and if you like Vampire Survivors. They have done some things to make this game feel a little bit more interesting. You know how like in Vampire Survivors there's other things that you can do, but it's not really defined. You just kind of have to discover it. You just have to like go to a point in the map and see what happens and learn whatever. This feels like Vampire Survivors with a little bit more direction. So you've got the characters from Deep Rock Galactic, like these little dwarven creatures, and you come down, but and you're just immediately swarmed with enemies. But there's also rocks to mine through, so you have this added element of I need to navigate away from these enemies like I do in this style of game, and sometimes I can do that by carving a path through these rocks but that also might get me trapped. So those kinds of situations. But the game is also designed, it's also level based or wave based almost. So you'll go through there, do your power ups like normal, pick your upgrades, your attack speeds, and all that kind of good stuff. And eventually you will draw out the what do you call, like the heavies? I can't remember what they're called. The elites. You'll draw out an elite enemy. You take out the elite enemy while you're trying to stay alive, and then all of a sudden you actually have to make your way back to the vehicle that you were using to burrow down to the next level within 30 seconds. Otherwise, it leaves without you. And I have no idea what happens if it leaves without you. But I just think it's really cool that there's a lot more going on. I mean, there's a lot going on in Vampire Survivors, right? But I mean, I feel like the gameplay was just still very much just move around in a circle. You know what I mean?
Right. Or if you get good enough, don't touch your controller at all.
Right. And I did that a few times, but there was always I did pretty much everything in the base game. There's like a couple achievements I missed, but once they started dumping all this extra content, I just kind of fell off the wayside because I didn't have the time to commit to it anymore. And I have no idea. I went back into it to try to figure out what would happen, and I had no idea what to do. Like I had no idea. There's no direction of like, oh, they give you a checklist of things to do, but you have to just kind of discover them on your own. I like that in Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, they kind of give you a little bit more direction of what you need to do, and there are these achievements with like the little progress meters. So you can say I'm this close to getting that achievement, and you got all these different currencies, and at the end of each wave, you can spend those currencies to upgrade even better, and the weapons just feel awesome. I haven't hit like a god tier situation like I did in Vampire Survivors, where like you said, Zach, you can set the controller down and just watch the mayhem unfold. I haven't hit that, but everything just feels like it has punch to it. And a lot of that is because it's not just these 2D flat character sprites that they are in Vampire Survivors. This is on an isometric view, and everything has a lot more texture to it, and they're still able to put all that stuff on the screen at one time without any slowdown, and it's really great. Aaron Hughes actually had a comment here. He said, I would not have even considered playing Deep Rock Galactic Survivor without your songs of praise for Vampire Survivors over the years. So thank you. Aaron, I'm glad you're digging it. I hope to get back into that one because that is a very feel-good, sit and chill kind of game for me, even though there's lots of stuff going on. I have not died. I actually completed a run on my first try. I don't think that's because of anything skill-related. I think it has to do with the way that the game is designed. A run consists of like 5 or 6 arenas that you get through, go to the next level until you get to the final objective, complete the run, you get a whole bunch of experience, you level up, you upgrade your permanent things, and then you do another run. And it's just a lot of fun. So I really am enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to doing another run just to see how different it feels. So again, that's Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Zach, how about you? What have you been playing?
I have been playing Shinobi Art of Vengeance on the Steam
Is it
Deck.
as good as Kevin praises it on text to me?
Yeah, I mean it's an exceptional 2D action game.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen Kevin's text. What's Kevin saying? Kevin Honigford, our producer, by the way.
Our producer has texted me multiple times saying that he can't stop thinking about it. Like it is a game that he is sitting at work going, I wish I were playing that right now, which I know is a way we've described games in the past, but I'm really looking forward to in about 2 or 3 weeks when I can get back into games again full throttle, because this is one of them for sure I want to play.
Yeah, I think you would like Shinobi for sure. It's an exceptional 2D action game. It's not overly difficult like the combat, but it does do a great job of making you feel like the coolest ninja in the world.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. I know we talked about the demo a few weeks ago where you can kind of stagger multiple enemies on the screen and then just hit both the shoulder buttons, and your Shinobi just goes dancing around and murdering all of them.
But how hard is it to line all that up? Because I played that in the demo and I was like, man, you really got to like go get this guy, get him down, go to this guy, get him down. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of...
You got to go out of your way a little bit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you get more health and XP or money that way.
So it's worth it.
It's to your benefit, yeah, but not essential.
Okay.
Right. And then the story, which is already silly because it's a mega corporation who the only thing that's stopping them from taking over the world is the one ninja clan. So they go out of their way to try to kill him. Like it just gets even sillier, but it is well aware of how silly it is.
Okay.
So it's kind of a great deal to see what is next going to happen. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's pretty out there. But yeah, it's sort of fun. Every level has its own gimmick. So yeah, as soon as you finish one level, you want to jump into the next right away, even though they're kind of pretty long levels, I would say, for the genre. Like they're like 30 or 40 minutes sometimes.
Oh, wow.
or perhaps I am quite bad, which is also possible. But it makes you want to see what the next like gimmick they're doing is. which is super cool, and just a lot of creativity.
How forgiving are the checkpoints?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, I would say. There's like the giant stone tablets, and when you reach them in the middle of a level, it'll give you a full heal as well. So you're
nice.
Yeah, they're generous, I would say.
Yeah, that one's on my list of ones I have to. I'm developing a short list of games that I am going to insist that I play before end of the year game of the year discussion. One of them is Expedition 33. I've been told by numerous people that I have to finish that, which means I'm going to have to start over. But I want to play that. I want to play this for sure, and a couple others. But anyway, what else have you been playing?
We got back into Baldur's Gate 3, didn't we?
Finally. What do we figure it was like a month and a half or something?
Month and a half break, yeah. So if you don't want Baldur's Gate 3 spoilers, skip ahead to the news. But I mean, we played for like 4 hours, but I feel like didn't do a great deal, right?
Maybe it didn't feel like 4 hours. It felt like an hour and a half. It was we were having a really good time. Right.
We had some good hangs. We leveled up, level 7.
Yes, it feels great.
Yes, first time somehow we made it to level 7.
I didn't think it was possible. I just kind of figured like all games just ended at 6. Like I just
right, it's max D&D level.
Right, like there's no 7th floor. It's just like 1 through 5. Yeah.
Rogue turning level 7 is pretty boring. I gotta say, it was just like, hey, you have more health now.
Well, isn't that how it works in D&D? It's like every other level is like a really fun level up.
Yeah. Is that right? I don't know. This is my D&D experience, really.
Yeah. The first 5 are kind of exciting. After that, it's just kind of like oh wow,
more damage. Yeah, but we encountered the Death Shepherds, and I don't really know anything about them other than they look very cool.
They look awesome.
They look super cool. They like command around the undead or something.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty slick. Oh, dude, we met an old lady who wanted us to kill kids, or I'm sorry, kidnap kids.
Kidnap kids because she wanted something about eggs.
Babies.
Yeah, the Githyanki reproduce via egg. So she wanted us to go into their creche and steal one.
And I didn't know that. I was like, wait a minute.
It's pretty messed up.
It is pretty messed up.
She's really acting like it's no big deal. She did not believe it when I tried to give her an egg of a different animal.
Yeah.
Because she knew her eggs.
Because I terribly rolled. I was pretty disappointed that you couldn't tell them about her plans, but
yeah, like you wanted to go into the Githyanki camp and like give them a heads up that
right, like take care of this old lady outside. Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of a busted game, I guess, then because they haven't thought that one through. So yeah. I don't know what they're.
Hey, by the way, there's a lady out there literally asking every single person that walks by her to go steal your eggs.
Yeah, I thought maybe you want to know. But though I did not help her out, I did help a blue jay murder a bunch of eagles. And that was fun.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that fight. That was a short fight.
It was a short fight. Yeah, we kept trying to talk to the eagles, and they kept telling us to go away. So I guess we had no choice but to kill them.
Also, I learned that Githyanki can grow beards, like stately beards.
That was news to me as well.
Yeah, and they wear glasses. There's like a scientist Githyanki in there. That was
the science. Yeah, because we broke her machine. She was quite sad. It was like a religious machine that she wanted to use to take the parasites out of my head. Mm-hmm. And I rolled very well to stay in the machine. And then I broke it.
And it still broke. So
sorry.
Good times.
Oh, and Scott, just so you know, we will put the ceremonial weapons on the altars. Okay, buddy? Get off my back.
So a little backstory for everybody. There's a room that we discovered that had 4 different platforms on it, each of them with a clue to place a ceremonial weapon on each. One holds a sword, one holds an axe, one holds a spear, and one holds a hammer. Does that sound right?
Yeah, warhammer, yeah.
Sure.
Settle down, CB.
And I don't know, we walked outside of this room. We had like 2 of them on there, I think. And then we walked outside and found a third one. And I was like, so guys, are we going to go put this back on the pedestal? And you guys are like on my case, like, slow down.
Look, dude, that was all Zach.
We didn't even leave the room where we picked up the weapon yet. You're like, hey, are we going to put that back or what? And I was like, my God, man.
I mean, in my mind, you have the ability to do something. Do it before you lose the object. You know what I mean? Like,
who said we were going to lose the object? We were going to be fine.
I just want it. Like,
he's just worried it's going to get thrown down a well.
I was operating on Resident Evil logic, where I like the kind of thrill of pushing your inventory to its limit by gathering all the items you need at once before going back.
I understand that energy. I do, because I did the exact same thing. It was fun to put them all in at the same time, but you can't lose those in Resident Evil unless you sell them.
Well, you can't lose them here unless you sell them.
You don't know that.
I guess. Well, I guess.
I don't trust anything in these games. Anything can happen.
I mean, you can't even tell the Gith Yankee about this egg thief. I mean,
I know,
the game's kind of pointless. Clearly, no effort or thought.
Proved you wrong on that one, huh?
Yeah. What do you say about that?
All right, man. Well, it was good to get back with you guys and play that some more. What do you say we go ahead and jump into the week's news?
Sure.
Couple new things to talk about. Let's see. There is an article on our website about the Indie Horror Showcase from Dread XP. That's going to be on Thursday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to check that out, there's a link that'll give you all kinds of details about that on thegamingoutsider.com. Also, we have a new trailer for Kentum, which Mark did the review of the demo for us. Its release date of November 5th was announced. It's coming to PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. Mark says he loves the demo. Also, a game called Eartheon. It's a side-scrolling retro-inspired shooter available now on PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. And you can read Mark's review about that as well. As far as other news, we got a PlayStation State of Play this past week. Things to talk about there. Various Tokyo Game Show announcements. The price for the ROG Xbox Ally was finally revealed. Also, Doug Bowser is stepping down as president of Nintendo of America. And also, we've got some news about EA being bought for $55 billion and is officially going private. There are tons of things to talk about here. Zach, let's kick things off with you, sir.
Well, I guess let's jump into the PlayStation State of Play.
Okay.
Because I think in a rare instance, I think CB and I might be on the same page where I thought this is a pretty boring showcase.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Saros just kind of looks like Returnal again, which is fine. I know people love Returnal, so more power to them. I'm sure it'll be a fun action game, but other than that, it was just kind of Wolverine for me.
I mean, that's enough.
Sure.
No, it is not enough.
and well, I guess we learned what Legacy of Kain Defiance was coming to consoles. I guess that's exciting.
I mean, you're not excited about those speakers?
God. Are you really just trying to make me mad?
A little bit.
Hey, they come in white.
Oh boy. Let me get excited about computer speakers that I can just plug in.
I guess I have questions then because I'm playing PlayStation. I'm playing on my PlayStation, right? Like, why do I need?
Are there some people that play PlayStation on a monitor?
I mean, if you have a PC, some of these PS5 games are on PC, but if you have a PC, you probably have I don't know. I'm not really understanding the target for the.
Maybe if you can plug them into the back of a TV, maybe your TV doesn't have great speakers, so now you have great speakers.
That seems like a very small portion of the Venn diagram.
Bam! There.
You know what? I like. Did they mention how much they are?
No, I don't remember.
I didn't see a price tag for them.
I'm sure they're more than they should be.
Ridiculously more. I mean, I can go to like any Goodwill and find some cheap surround sound speakers for like $10. That's
I'm sure those are great quality
because it seems designed around PC gaming, but PlayStation just in their latest financial reporting said that there was less of a concern for them going forward. So I don't really, not sure on the timing on this one.
Most PC players are still going to play with a headset,
or they already have speakers, right?
Right.
Almost every PC player I know uses a really nice headset. I don't know anybody that plays with like janky speakers on the sides of their monitors.
Yeah, I mean that used to be a thing in the 90s, right? Everybody that had a PC had those tilted speakers on either side. What were the Sound Blaster? Was that the
Oh yeah,
the brand.
Yes, it was. Wow. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
I guess it would. I mean, it depends on what game I'm playing. Sometimes I want a headset because I want to have the 3D surround sound. Other times I'm just listening to the game.
I am impressed at how well 3D surround sound works. When you have a speaker right in front of you. I was at a demo station at E3 one year, and they had me playing Fortnite because that was the only game they had available to test out these speakers. And there was nothing behind me. I was not wearing headphones. I just had a speaker in front of me, and it sounded like people were running behind me. The technology is pretty impressive, but again, I just don't know who's getting that for a Sony PlayStation. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that the surround sound worked so well on the Switch too.
Yeah, right. Same thing.
Like,
It's a
playing Hitman on that was just nuts. Here, like listening to people actually like walk by.
Well, let's talk about some of the other games. I don't want to talk too much about this because this was not like a lot of the stuff we already knew about. But the more I see Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, man, I've never played the original. I've just never been a big tactics guy, but that story looks really good. I've heard great things about that story. I want to play that one. Have you played it, Zach?
I played part of it on PSP, but I was not good enough to make enough progress. But it sounds like this version's a little easier, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear from the fans how the script is, because I know how important the script is to Final Fantasy Tactics, and I don't know how much retranslating they're doing.
Right.
So I'm kind of waiting to see how the community feels about this one.
Yeah, I am as well. I just and I could always just look up the story, right? But there's something about experiencing those games and being a part of it, and it just feels way better. So
I think there's voice acting in this one, so that's a bonus.
That too. Anything anybody else wants to mention before we get into the big one at the end here of PlayStation State of Play?
Yeah, when I issue a correction, I said Legacy of Kain Defiance. I don't know how I get mixed up in my head, but it was Tomb Raider Anniversary we learned was coming to PlayStation.
I thought I was like,
I was gonna say Legacy of Kain we already knew, so that was silly of me.
I
think
totally
that came out
just
a week
acted
or two
like
ago.
I knew what you were talking about.
I appreciate you.
Rolled with it.
And then Deus Ex Remastered is interesting as well.
Yeah, I've actually never played that one.
I liked the original, but the remaster, it looks like, look guys, we took it from like PS2 to early PS3.
Right. Well, that's what Aspire does, right? That's what they do with their Tomb Raider remasters and the Soul Reaver remasters. So it's about what I expected.
Polygons, it's fine.
Yeah. Hey, at least they're upfront about it, I guess.
The only difference between an ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
Oh my God, stop.
Oh my goodness. I will say, even though I will never buy it, that God of War 20th anniversary controller looks pretty cool.
I kind of want that. Like that. It looks nice.
The red stripe down, like, goes all the way around. It even does it on the triggers. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool, but yeah, I won't actually buy it. I bought the PlayStation 1 version of the controller, but I think that's my cap on that one. So
yeah, I mean that's the controller, man.
Oh, dude,
so good.
So let's get into Wolverine. Now, we knew this game existed, but this is the first time we saw not leaked footage of this game, shall we say? And I got to tell you guys, this looks incredible to me. It's shocking how much it reminds. It feels like a violent Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, it looks, because obviously it's Insomniac, so there's gonna be some similarities, but it's like 3D combat, just with lots and lots of gore. They are not pulling any punches with this game, and I am here for it. Am I alone?
No, it looks good.
It's a fair assessment. The combat looks fast. It looks frenetic, fluid. I like the look of Wolverine. The voice is a little weird for me.
Well, it's going to take some getting used to it not being either Hugh Jackman or Steve Bloom, right?
Yeah. Like I need something. Well, I need something like, it sounds like they've been gargling rocks for like 20 years. Whereas this is just kind of like, I'm Wolverine, and I'm like, you got to look right.
I like Liam McIntyre. He was great in Spartacus.
Yeah,
he had an impossible job in that show and pulled it off, where he had to take over for the lead actor. So give him props for that. And then, and he was good as JD Phoenix as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's where I know him from. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not make that connection. Huh. All right.
So I'm gonna play it. It looks fun. I'm excited because I saw Omega Red,
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know what that means.
the big red
Big
and white
sentinel?
guy that like jumped on his chest.
Okay.
That's Omega Red. He's kind of a classic Alpha Flight bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. There are some questions I want answered. Like, is it like a linear game? Like, what's the structure of it? And then most important, there are two things that are essential, and one is making sure that they have like the skeletal layering system of X-Men Origins Wolverine for taking damage and healing. I think that's a need.
Okay.
And then most importantly, you need a button dedicated to popping the claws in and out.
I almost feel that that's got to be a given.
It's got to be. It would be a huge oversight.
It'll be just like press down L3. Boop, boop.
I mean, considering just even the costumes that we've seen so far, I feel like the developers get Wolverine. I mean, there's some of the gameplay is him wearing a cowboy hat. You know what I mean?
Right.
They got the classic.
Which is why it's going to be the best Wolverine game ever, of course. But
it's technically a Western. So Zach's
well, it's
gonna
like,
love it.
no. He's just wearing a hat. I don't know if it makes it a Western. But Insomniac is unafraid to take the favorite things from everybody's old, Spider-Man games, and they'll kind of put them all together into one game.
Yeah.
So I assume that they'll do that with Wolverine here.
So you have questions. I have two other like glaring questions for this game. A, what's the skill tree going to look like? Because that's going to be like, oh gosh, do I need to learn to use my claws?
Yeah, what skills could there be?
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I feel like there's going to be a skill tree slammed in there somehow.
They gave a God of War a skill tree, so yes.
Yeah. And number two, how does Wolverine die? Like, it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna walk out here and be bullet sponge, guys. Oh, you knocked me down. I'm just gonna wait like 5 seconds and I'm gonna get back up and continue beating the crap out of you.
I mean, that could be a thing, couldn't it? Like,
it was. I mean, this was
cheapens the game. Like, you're like, I'm always going to be able to defeat whatever bad guy I'm going against.
I mean, it's as simple, I guess, as just not. Well, you could just not have a game over screen, I guess, because game over screens don't mean anything anyway, because you're always just checkpointed 2 seconds ago. But then everyone would be mad, like, you can't even die in this game, even though it would be functionally the same. So I don't know.
Don't
That's
get
a good question.
mad about things in games, Zach. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. People didn't dunk on Prince of Persia in 2008 for not letting your character die, even though it was the same thing.
Like I said, I'm just curious to see how that's going to play out, because you're just like, oh no, I'm low health.
Can't you just say that this Wolverine's a little weaker? Too much damage too quickly overpowers his regeneration ability,
or something in the story. This Omega Red. I mean, how does it work in the comics? Right? Like, it's still exciting, even though he doesn't really have any risk of dying, right?
But we all have simple gamer brains where we need the threat of death.
Yeah. I mean, with Deadpool, he literally like looks at the camera and goes, "It just wouldn't be a game if I didn't die." Like,
I don't think you can't do that with Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe Deadpool pops up in the bottom left of the screen and says, "Yeah, it'd be silly if you didn't die." Right?
I was just gonna say, man, how likely is there going to be a Deadpool cameo somewhere in this game?
There won't be.
No, there won't be. It's unfortunate, but
he's like the one that you go to upgrade your skill tree or something like that.
Oh God, that would be dumb. he's just like, oh, you're getting stronger because you're getting stronger. Oh, good job.
Well, that was a Tokyo Game Show. I think it was a little weak. Nothing that really blew me away, except for that Wolverine trailer. That shot of him uppercutting the claws through the skull of, which I from what I understand is not human. Used to be human, is now Sentinel. I don't know what you call those. Zach, help me out.
I don't know. I mean, they had blood, right?
Yeah,
so wouldn't they just be humans, or people with cybernetic enhancements or whatever?
It looked awesome.
It looked pretty good.
Saw a shot of Mystique in there, so I feel like there's going to be we'll see some other characters, just like you do in another Spider-Man games. So
it's the same universe as Spider-Man, so maybe we'll see Spider-Man.
Interesting.
No.
Let's move on. Jake, what story would you like to talk about?
Would it be lame if I took the ROG?
ROG it to me, baby.
The ROG is out and it's got a price. The normal ROG Ally is $600 and the ROG Ally X is $1,000. Didn't we have a bet going on?
It wasn't a bet, but we all kind of guessed, and I guessed way high. So I'm happy to be wrong here, but I still think it's very, very expensive for the.
I mean, what does it allow you to do?
I don't think it's expensive.
No.
There's
a 4080 in it. That's way too expensive. My bad.
for what it's capable of doing, I think it's a phenomenal piece of hardware because I have the current one and I absolutely love it, and I think it plays phenomenally.
So, are you going to upgrade? Or are you happy with what you've got?
I have an Ally X. I don't need the one that's dedicated to the Xbox.
Is that all it is? Is just like a different logo on this one? Is that
pretty
really
much?
Okay.
I think there's some slight tweaks, but
think about the Steam Deck, where like it can just be a portable PC, right? But it has the Steam Deck interface that makes it easier.
Sure.
And the ROG Ally will have like an Xbox dedicated interface that should make it so you don't have to tinker as much. Is the idea?
So this is probably a stupid question, but is this geared for Xbox on PC or my Xbox console stuff as well, or is there because there's different ones you get on Game Pass, right?
So the one that I currently have plays the cloud stuff like for Xbox and the Xbox for PC stuff.
So it's going to come down to like, is this game an Xbox Cloud compatible game for it to play on there? If it's not, I'm going to have to play it on my console.
Yes, but I do know that there's been a lot of Xbox games shifting to that PC side.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine before the next generation, we'll see the majority of Xbox games get the push to PC, especially now that they're kind of breaking down that barrier between them and PlayStation, moving things over. I feel that like by them releasing a lot more stuff onto PlayStation is now like, okay, we're just going to make the PC push.
Okay. And just to be 100% clear, this is something I can play with. I have to have a Wi-Fi connection, obviously, to be able to play something. If I'm, you have to be connected to Wi-Fi in order to be able to access whatever game you're playing.
For the cloud stuff, yes. But for the PC stuff, you can just download it straight to the ROG. The ROG.
Right.
Do we know the differences? Like, because again, $1,000 is really steep, and I'm not really in the market for this right now until time frees up a little bit more for me. I got to switch to I haven't touched in a couple weeks just because things have been, crazy. So dropping that much money doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's really going to come down to what can the $600 model do. What are we talking?
I will have to do more research on it because I don't know what the new models are going to have for hardware.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I currently have, it tends to haul. I mean, it's not like, because I played your Steam Deck and that thing gets loud and hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Well, I also have a first gen one, so
yeah, mine doesn't get nearly as loud or hot.
Okay.
I say my Steam Deck doesn't really, but I don't know if it's a first run. I also it varies, I guess, based on the game you play. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
Again, that comes out October 16th, so it's just a couple weeks away. Again, the ROG Ally $599, ROG Ally X $999. I'm sure somebody will get one. I just don't know if it's going to be me or not.
If they treat the cheaper ROG Ally anything like they treat the cheaper Xbox Series, I would say just don't bother.
That's the worry, right? Is I don't even I'll pay the extra $400 to have the quality one. So
right.
All right, CB, what story would you like to talk about, sir?
Oh well, I guess since I brought it up, I will talk about the EA acquisition.
All right.
So earlier today, a private investment group out of Saudi Arabia Specifically it's the largest private equity buyout in history. This was literally just sent to me from a friend. Paid $55 billion for EA, which is the current going rate for all of EA shares, because they're buying out all of the public shares, is $32 billion. So their EA stockholders are going to receive $210 per share.
Wow.
So they're getting over market value. But so EA is being taken from a publicly traded company to a private company, which is going to be based out of Saudi Arabia.
Interesting.
Which to me is it's a strange move.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know EA was on the market to be sold.
I don't think they were, right? That's probably why they paid $20 billion over market.
Yeah.
So
but I mean,
say
it's
$20 billion over market.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, so makers of the Madden series, Battlefield 6 coming to PlayStation, and The Sims, I'm just kind of in shock about this, because EA's been around as long as I've been playing games.
Right. Yeah.
And
it's in the game.
They challenge everything.
Big.
Now, granted, the deal does need final approval from security regulators for the Committee on Foreign Investment. But what's interesting is this investment group is also a minority investor in Nintendo.
Oh. What does that mean? What is that? Is it just investments? That's all it is? It's not going to really affect anything?
I don't know what the ramifications are, because I know you can't be a majority shareholder in in Microsoft and also in Sony at the same time.
Right.
So I guess they're going to be a conflict of interest, because they're now going to be the priority shareholder for EA. They are going to be the owner. So I guess it wouldn't really matter, because they're going to be the owner and it's a private group now.
I guess my bottom line question here, and I'm hoping one of you guys can answer this, is what does this mean for consumers of EA products? Because in the past, I got super excited when there was, when Microsoft made some purchases, and then lo and behold, that wound up not being so good for a lot of people working there and a lot of studios attached to Microsoft. Do you guys think this is a good thing for consumers and or developers attached to EA, or are we going to be running into a similar situation?
I'm kind of worried. Before, when they're a publicly traded company, you have to report to shareholders and large investors. Now you're a part of a private investor group, so you have a smaller group that you have to report to, but at the same time, they just invested $55 billion into you. So if they don't see some form of return fairly quickly, I feel that it could be kind of dangerous, and especially if it gets to the point that a lot of EA's teams or things hey, we don't like this, we're going to try to spin off, how that's going to affect them, or what happens now, because EA is now a private company. What happens if they make 3 or 4 duds in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just somebody's eating a $55 billion loss?
Yeah, but how do you even define a dud anymore? I mean, look at the studios that had Game of the Year winners or nominees, and their studios were. But
so closed. those are still publicly traded companies like Sony and Microsoft. They're hey, we didn't hit this goal. I feel that as a private group, you're I'm going to invest $200 million in this game. If I make $215 million in this game, yes, we made our money back and a little bit more. but that's where the margin is going to be like scary to see, like what operational returns are they expecting?
Right. Zach, what do you think?
On the surface, a private company is often better because you don't have to report to shareholders, and you can do things like fund a Dead Space 2 remake, even though you know it'll barely make its money back, because you can just do that because it's your money to play with, and you don't have to worry about the profit margins outside of like, oh, we didn't burn any jobs doing this.
Don't get me excited, man.
Right. So that's a possibility. But then I don't know. Certainly don't want to get political, but Saudi Arabia exerting more influence over the world's culture is not a good thing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of backwards views on women and other minorities, and it's just not. It's not good. I know that they're buying their way into hearts and minds through sports, and it sounds like they're expanding the vectors, which is very wise for them. But doesn't seem great.
It just seems like a very odd choice to be buying into out of the sovereign wealth fund.
Yeah, so I mean, my theory, and I guess if you hate politics, maybe skip or something. But my assumption is that much like they do with golf and wrestling, they're doing this because then they have football, American football, and European soccer. They have easy access to those fans too, and now those people might look more leniently on Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
But that's just my
okay.
Yeah,
anyway, that's just my thinking.
I'm hoping it doesn't lead to like some really bad political or cultural issues, because that could be very weird. Like, hey, Madden, like you have to like shut this part of your game off because of a cultural sensitivity issue.
Right? It could happen. So those are my concerns.
There you go. Jake, you got anything to add?
If we go the other way, keep it not trying to make it political, but Elon with Twitter, it goes, well, change. Well, you're not going to change. Fine, I'll do it myself. And so maybe they'll step in and trim the fat of some things and then try to make it as good as they can.
I don't know how to respond to that.
See what I mean, dude? This is not the right show for this conversation.
For this one, but yeah.
Hopefully they just remake Dead Space 2. Wouldn't that be nice?
Hoping for, because
the
they
first
just
one was great.
Revitalize every defunct EA property.
Bring back
rather
Syndicate.
than just making
the same. Is that why you bought that new copy of Syndicate? Because you're getting ready for the reboot? It's going to be worth so much money.
All right, well, let's move along. Before we get to the new games we've been playing, I want to remind everybody about the Hollywood Outsider and Gaming Outsider Cruise coming up on July 19th to the 26th. Be sure to look in the link in the show notes of this episode for more details. If you'd like to join us, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I should get a ticket.
You should get a ticket.
I hate you.
We are under 2 weeks away from R2V2. We'd love it if you guys came and checked it out. Details can be found at thegamingoutsider.com. If you love video games and video game music, you will not want to miss it. You can also pick up your tickets right now at r2v22025.eventbrite.com. Get them while they're hot. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait for that. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and talk about the new games that we've been playing. All right, Zach, talk to me. What's coming up?
Yeah, the top of the week, starting on Friday on October 3rd, we have Digimon Story at Time Stranger. This is the sub-series of Digimon RPGs that take a lot of Persona inspiration. They kind of teen it up, as it were, because PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Later on in the week, October 6th, we have House of Necrosis hitting PC. October 7th sees Sopa, Tale of the Stolen Potato. Pretty exciting. I know how much you love potato games, Scott. Because of PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Action game Blood of Mehran comes to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Sonic Wings Reunion, I was devastated to learn, is not a Sonic the Hedgehog flight game.
I did the same thing by accident. I was like, what is this? They just had a kart race.
But I believe it is a Shimacross, and that's coming to PS5. PS4,
it's a shmup.
It's a shmup. You're right. It's so hard to keep these subgenres straight.
You just wanted an excuse to use that prefix before Sonic the Hedgehog again, I think, is really what.
Harmonic Schmings. Kingdom Meat. Comes to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles as well as PC. On October 8th, Kingmakers. You remember this one? This is where you're driving like military jeeps through fields of medieval soldiers. That'll be entering early access on PC. That'll be exciting. And then on October 9th, we have Yooka-Laylee, a remake of the rather disappointing 3D platformer from years ago. That comes to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch 2, Switch, and PC. By Sweet Carol is a beautifully animated 2D horror game. Going to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Absalom, a new action game, coming to PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. And then Lost Eidolon's Veil of the Witch leaves early access and makes its way to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch, and PC. That is a roguelike tactics game. Jacob, what on this list look the most interesting to you?
Easily Kingmakers.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I cannot wait to just carpet bomb Medieval Knights. It's going to be great.
Put them in their place.
Yes.
What about you, CB?
I've watched the trailer for all these. At first, Blood of Mehran looked like it'd be kind of fun to play, but I keep going back to this By Sweet Carol.
Yeah,
because I love the animation.
Right, it's like it's almost Disney style, right? But it
almost feels like that Don Bluth era. Like
okay.
Oh god, like Secret of Nim.
There you go. Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna get By Sweet Carol.
There you go. I like that if you go to the Steam page, developers go out of the way to be like, hey, this was drawn AI free. Okay. Made by humans. I think that's pretty funny.
I'm even more sold now.
That's where we're at. What about you, Scott?
Like Kingmakers. Like dude, every time I look at that trailer, I'm like, I just want to play that. I don't know what early access is going to look like in terms of. Here's the thing, it gives me Earth Defense Force 2017 vibes in the gameplay and the ridiculousness of what you're doing in all the best ways. There's a shot of like a tank just going through and taking out the bottom of a building. You know what I mean? Like the destructibility and just you're gonna feel overpowered. Yeah, Kingmakers for me.
Yeah, I think it's Yooka-Laylee for me because I played
disappointed.
The disappointing release of the
yes, absolutely. But they've learned a lot. This is their second chance. I feel wise that I did not buy the first version, and now I can play the good version. And I played the demo that was released on PlayStation for Yooka-Laylee, and it is astonishingly and unabashedly Banjo-Kazooie. So I'm into that.
Okay. They know how to get you, I guess.
So
as it were.
That's the new formula. Release a game, see how it goes, wait 7 or 8 years, and then re-release it.
It does seem to be the formula. Yeah, either that or just you release a broken, busted game, and then you get to fix it, and everyone says like, "Oh, thank you for not abandoning us."
Right.
Yeah.
So it's how they do early access on consoles now.
I guess so.
No, don't say that.
There's a trial game. I think the owners of the first game get a big discount on this one, at least. So that's something.
They don't just get it for free.
Maybe Kickstarter backers do. I don't know. I don't know enough. I'm glad I didn't buy Yooka-Laylee, so that way I can play the real version years later.
Well, I want to talk about some of the other games that we've been playing. Zach, I'm very curious to hear what you think about Chronos: The New Dawn. You're playing this on PS5, but it is also available on Xbox, Switch, and PC. I know. Did I say it wrong?
No, I said correct.
I'm sorry. I thought somebody corrected me. Okay. And watching this trailer when it originally launched, we all kind of got Dead Space vibes. But this looks like it's a little bit more hardcore in terms of the resource management. Can you tell me about this game?
I can tell you it's very hardcore on the resource management. Yes, you're gonna be ending most fights with a bullet, perhaps two. As you get further into the game, obviously, and you get better.
Wow.
You'll leave combat encounters with maybe a full clip, but that's about as good as you're probably ever gonna do.
Ooh.
And it feels very tightly tuned to always keep you on edge. It's very exciting.
I heard on another podcast that like the bonus edition or the deluxe edition of this game comes with like 6 extra rounds of ammo or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 extra handgun bullets and an extra shotgun shell. But that would be an advantage in the early game. So it really would be. But this is it looks very Dead Space at first glance, but it's certainly more Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 2, I guess would probably be the remake. I guess is what I would say is the closest in terms of because in that game you had to time your shots, and Chronos the New Dawn has a very important mechanic where you can hold down the trigger and you'll charge your bullet before you shoot it, and that kind of bow. Yes, kind of like a torque bow, absolutely. But
you're speaking my language, man.
But it makes it so you kind of have to trace the enemy as you're lining up your shot, right? So it puts more tension on every bullet fired in that way. Because I tried never to fire a non-charged round, because why would I waste a bullet?
Right. Is it a thing where you exhaust the bullet, like it overheats and you lose the bullet kind of situation, or? No,
it's just the aim does that sort of wobbly thing, so it could be hard to keep your shot lined up. But you get the hang of it. And of course, you can upgrade your weapons survival or action horror style. And then not only is resource management important, but inventory management is also crucial, because you start with 6 inventory slots, but everything takes a slot, including if you need a fuses for a box, electric box for a puzzle, those fuses take up inventory space, or a key to a door, or if you carry 2 guns, not only is that 2 inventory spaces for the guns, but it's also going to be 2 inventory spaces for the ammo. So inventory is a constant concern, but it helps the tension stick around, because the enemies are so resilient to bullets that as soon as there's 3 of them, you're gonna probably feel a little overwhelmed. So it's constantly making it so you can't really feel like you can rest, which is pretty important for a horror themed game.
Hell yeah.
Can you tell me what the story is? I can't really tell from the trailer.
Yeah, so it's a time travel story. Half of the game is post-apocalyptic Poland, where time is kind of broken apart. So you have things floating in the air, mid-destruction. And then the other half is 1980s Poland, where a virus ravaged the world and brought about a disease called the Change, which turned everybody into basically body horror monsters that want to merge together and create big old human masses.
Gross.
They want to make us whole, you could say. Like that.
That was a horrible way of putting it.
Well, it's a Dead Space way of putting it. But as a story, so you're a thing called a traveler, and you work for the Collective, which is this time traveling organization who keeps sending people back one at a time to try to learn as much as they can about the disease and how to prevent it. But these travelers operate with this kind of religious zealousy that is super interesting, where they're
sounding really familiar, man.
You're right. Okay, yes, but you're a member of the church in this one.
Oh,
but almost after every sentence, your character will say, "Such is our calling," or every audio log you hear from other travelers will say, "Such is our calling." Or or all of the guns have cool weird names, like your pistol is called the Sword, or your shotgun is called the Hammer. Nice. They're all tools utilized for paving the path, as they call it, and everything is just kind of said repeatedly like religious mantra, and it makes for a really cool setting. Especially
that sounds awesome.
It's pretty sweet. And then all of the tech in the game, including your menus, is this 80s retro sci-fi stuff. Almost very a lot of cassette tape energy to the world, I guess. It's just it's a super cool setting. The atmosphere is rich, and I quite loved it. And the story takes I don't want to spoil anything, but it goes down a direction I would not have expected for most stories, because it kind of shrinks in scope and becomes about it starts about fixing the disease and kind of focuses in on characters more as time goes on. And I think this
sounds awesome. I feel like I need to put this on my list.
I love it. I think it's truly great.
Okay.
Go ahead, CB.
I was gonna say I'm almost regretting buying Silent Hill F now because this sounds way more alley.
Well, how much is this game, Zach?
I think it's 50. I think 50 or 60. I don't know.
I can pick it up,
sorry.
CB.
Okay, sounds good.
It is. It's been a while since I finished action horror game. Wanted to do New Game Plus right away.
Oh, you already finished it?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't put it down.
How long is it?
Responsibilities be damned. Probably around 15, 16 hours.
Perfect.
Yeah,
nice.
It's excellent.
Speaking of other games that you need to finish, Zach, you've also been playing Silent Hill F.
I sure have. Yeah, horror abound.
Horror.
Unimaginable horror.
Horror.
Yes. So this is the latest Silent Hill game. Sorry to be the only one talking for a while, guys.
It's fine. It's all good. We like your voice.
Well, thank you, Jacob. This does not take place in Silent Hill. You should know up front. That should be the biggest thing. It takes place in 1960s Japan in Ebisugaoka, a fictional town in Japan. But they're having a bit of a fog and monster problem, which should sound familiar for Silent Hill fans.
Yeah.
And it is you play as Hinako, who is a woman dealing with her place in the world, particularly in 1960s Japan, where women obviously don't have a say.
Right.
And it's a lot of those struggles. Those are kind of so a lot of the monster designs sort of reflect that turmoil, much like how a lot of James's monsters were about his frustration in many aspects dealing with his wife. Yes. So different kinds of suppression. This is very much focused on women and their expectations, especially of the time.
I just to be specific, you say you play as a young girl. Are we talking like teenage girl, or are we talking like girl in her 20s?
She's in a high school uniform hanging out with her high school friends, so I think she's supposed to be like 16, 17.
Okay. So yeah, the politics were very different in Japan in the 1960s back then.
Sure, yeah. You married as young as 13 back then.
Right. Yeah.
But, different times, especially in Japan. And this is post-war Japan, which I didn't really consider going into the game, but that means that there are no guns, really.
Huh.
Because we took them all away after the war. So it is a very melee combat focused, unlike, say, a Silent Hill 2 remake.
Gotcha.
But go ahead.
I was going to ask, have you come across any explanation for the title, Silent Hill F?
Oh, F. There are possible explanations. I guess female would be the most obvious,
right?
But I don't know why they stylize it as a musical note F.
Like it's not a musical note. It has to do with the volume level.
Apologies.
You're supposed to play it. Yeah.
Yeah. But
very
it's
quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. Be quiet. Oh, that would not be a good title for a game about women.
Silent Hill, do the dishes.
But the actual, that's basically how her dad treats her. The actual story and themes of the game, I think, are really strong, really good. It is way more metaphorical than even past Silent Hill games.
Really?
Which always operate on dream logic. This feels like it's just full blown dream logic. Because her other world, how like James would go to that sort of creepy rust flesh other world. Hers is like this Japanese shrine. It has to do with like ceremonies and taking Japanese religion very seriously. So it feels like a very like folklore world in that way.
Interesting, man. I am intrigued. What's the gameplay and combat like? Is it like Silent Hill 2?
Puzzles are strong. There's a really good puzzle, I thought, with these scarecrows in the field. It felt very classic Silent Hill. They have puzzle difficulty, which is nice, as well as combat difficulty. But the puzzles actually change. They'll have like extra steps, or the clues will be different depending on your difficulty, which is pretty nice.
I remember how Silent Hill 2 remake was as well. Like,
yeah, classic Silent Hill in that way. It's just nice to see. Mm-hmm. That's all. Worth highlighting. And then but the weak part of the game is the combat, and not just because it's serviceable, but there is an exceptional amount of combat in Silent Hill F. I remember fans of Silent Hill got really mad at Homecoming. You remember the first like Western developed one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how mad, and people kind of got mad that the main character could do dodge rolls and he was like a military vet. Well, this 16-year-old girl puts that dude to shame. Like, she is eviscerating these dudes, tearing them apart. This game, if I fast forward 30 seconds, if you don't want mechanical spoilers, what this game has full-blown combat arenas where they lock you inside until all the enemies are done.
Mm-hmm.
And then a certain way into the game, they introduce a like click in the sticks for rage mode meter, God of War style.
Oh, really?
Yes, like this is straight up an action game.
Wow, that surprises me because Silent Hill has always been like a lumbering, clunky. I mean, even like Silent Hill 2 remake, intentionally so, made you feel like, he was just a regular dude.
Right. Yeah, she's supposed to be. My understanding, there wasn't any background story about her high weapons training or anything.
Okay.
It just says she ran track and field, and I guess that makes you an expert combatant.
Wow. Okay.
And that would
with a rage meter.
With a rage meter, and that would be fine. If let's say she was capable in combat and you could like still avoid it or whatever, I think that would be okay. But it really is so combat focused, especially the back half of the game where they just really like almost every combat encounter is a gated off. You have to kill all the monsters before you can move on style encounter. And that's a real bummer.
Mm-hmm. So I assume you haven't finished this one yet?
I have, because it's only like 6 or 8 hours long.
Oh, hey. I like that. Wow.
Yeah, I was very...
Just beating everything around here.
Yeah, man. Guess so.
No, I'm just surprised. I feel like I put like 20 hours, it felt like, into Silent Hill 2, which, I usually just expect those games to be longer. But is this like other Silent Hill games where, you beat it once, but now you got to go beat it again to get another ending?
Yeah, not only that, they sort of hint heavily that a lot of there will be new dialogue and scenes. Like they introduce, from my understanding on New Game Plus, they introduce like when you try to skip a cutscene, it'll let you know whether or not you've seen this one or not. So there's apparently a lot of news story on New Game Plus, and I guess that's what the writer does. Ryuki Shi7. I'm not familiar with him, but I guess he does a lot of visual novels.
Okay.
And I guess all of his games are about running cycles through the same story. So I think it expects you to finish it twice at least.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll be doing that.
Silent Hill. So you didn't like it that much then?
It really wore out its welcome with the combat.
Wow. For a 6-hour game to wear out its welcome is crazy.
The story is very strong, so I think it is worth seeing through to the end, especially if, say, it's already in your library, CB or Scott. But it's
CB and Scott.
I hope maybe knowing ahead of time will be better that gets so combat focused.
All right, fair enough. That is Silent Hill F.
There was my kid's friend is playing it, and he was telling me stories about it because they watch each other play. And apparently, he put the difficulty as high as he possibly could. And during the puzzles, they give no clues, and you kind of have to know things ahead of time. But one of the funniest things is he wanted to play, for whatever reason, he changed the language to Japanese. And there's a scene in the beginning of the game where they walk up to a sign and it's in Japanese, and the closed captioning came up at the bottom so you could read it, and that was also in Japanese. So he's like, well, that doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, it is kind of funny because they do that horror thing where like there's blood graffiti in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But it's in Japanese characters, so I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you did Duolingo for a little bit, didn't you? You're good.
Right? Yeah. I didn't learn a lot of the reading,
Right.
but I did play with Japanese audio because it was just a little too weird for me to see such hyper realistic Japanese faces spouting off non-accented English like they're just in downtown Chicago or something.
Go that way.
It was really weird, and they kind of do a little bit of the anime squealing, which felt very out of place in Silent Hill. So I would recommend playing in Japanese, which I don't often do, but it was fun because I still knew some of the words.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. Well, thanks for checking that one out. I am definitely intrigued more by Chronos, honestly, but I also Still want to play Silent Hill F as well.
If I had to pick one September horror game for everybody to play, it would definitely be Chronos: The New Dawn.
I mean, there's more horror games coming in October, I would assume, right?
No,
I don't think so. I think they were all afraid because they thought GTA 6 was going to come out then.
Yeah. So I got some spooky games to play towards the end of October, or we got to do our Dead Space 3 run one of these times. So
sure, I'm down.
Let's do it.
Look, man,
I got Columbus Day off, or whatever they call it now, Indigenous Persons Day. I got that day off. We'll just knock it out in a Monday.
Your PC slant there.
Well, it's just it's out of habit. It's always been like I'm a teacher, and it's like one holiday I get off, so I always have called it that. I had to change it.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Thank you, Mr. Clark.
All right, we are not done talking about games. I sat down with some other of our writing team to talk about games that they have been checking out. We're going to play those reviews for you right now. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it as always. Want to remind everybody, please do us a favor and drop us a review if you like this podcast over wherever you listen to podcasts, especially Apple Podcasts, Spotify, things like that. Check out our website, thegamingoutsider.com. You can find all of our written content, including Mark's review of Storm Lancers. I can't remember if I mentioned that last week, but it bears repeating because the man gave the game a perfect 10 out of 10 score. He loves that game, so check out his review. And now it is the moment you've all been waiting for. We are going to do our From the Outside In topic. This week, for our From the Outside In topic, we decided to do something just a little bit different. We each chose a different year of video game releases that we think is the best year in gaming. Whatever that criteria is, has been completely up to each individual host. Afterwards, we'll see what you, the listeners, thought of our four choices when we reveal the results from the poll that we posted on social media. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go around the room, giving each person a shot to explain why their year should be considered the best of all time. And then, I assume, we'll debate why each person's year is better. Now, to make this a little bit more fun, we didn't say who picked everybody's year. I think people could have guessed CB's pretty easily.
Yeah.
And somebody, I think it was, was it Paul? Was it, I can't remember who it was that guessed and got just mixed up two of them. But so CB, you're going to kick things off. What year did you choose and why?
1985. Because without it, the rest of you all fail.
That's your whole argument?
It didn't say most important year. It said the best year.
So
I know it's Bowling for Soup's favorite year. But why was it the best year?
I didn't have it all.
Well,
actually,
1985.
Bowling for Soup didn't write that song. It was SR-71, but it's a whole other story.
Good pull, Scott. Glad somebody else knows that.
I don't know anything. I just like the song, man.
Oh, I like the song too, but go back and there's a version of the song by the band SR-71. They did the song first, and then Bowling for Soup bought the rights to it and changed the lyrics a little bit, and they popularized it.
Oh, yeah. Fascinating.
So,
it's interesting. I'm intrigued. It's a real Alien Ant Farm situation here.
Yeah.
Yes. 1985. NES saves us all from the video game crash.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, the NES had a very stout library. Yes, there's one that stands among the rest for being kind of a turd.
In 85? Now I want to go through the list and see if I can guess which one you're talking about.
Oh, dude, it's blatantly obvious. If you're an NES fan era, you have Super Mario Brothers, the OG,
mm-hmm.
which kind of taught a lot of us how to game, and a lot of the games that were made later on that kind of taught future generations how to play and make games. And
so you're saying afterwards there were a lot of Mario likes.
Yes. God, could you imagine if the journalists then were as lazy as we all are today, and they're just like Mario like, Final Fantasy like.
But also in 1985, Alexi V, I can't ever pronounce his last name, created Tetris for the Electronica 60.
Mm-hmm.
So like one of the greatest selling games of all time, also
Sure.
1985. So granted, yes, like there's still some remnants and like bad mojo from the crash of 83 and a lot of like PC stuff trying to push through. But I mean, overall, like at that point in time, like you have such excitement for the NES coming out and just like everybody being excited for gaming again. I just for me, like it's one of the most monumental years in gaming history.
All right, so what is the turd that you're talking about? Was it the Goonies?
No,
Was that ET?
no.
ET
ET was 83.
Was it
Oh,
congratulation? You have played a great game.
No,
The Ghostbusters game.
yes. No, the Karate Kid.
Oh, that game is that bad?
Dude, it's terrible. It's really bad.
The only time I've ever even seen that game in action was when I saw someone do a speed run of it, and I'm like, that game doesn't look terrible. Well, yeah, it's a speed run. The guy it's like has memorized the game, right?
Yeah, it's not a good game.
Okay.
So do we try to counter argue right away, or are we propping up and then pulling down later?
I say we prop up and pull down later because
All right. Steer the ship. No, steer the ship.
All right.
This is your show.
Steer the ship.
Just to give you some positive ammunition for CB, that was the release of Gunsmoke on the NES. Just throwing that out there.
So it's a good year,
Well,
man.
Yeah.
A lot of major like gaming styles started in that year. A lot of the bigger shmups, action adventure games, side scrolling.
A lot of shmups, shmacrosses, shmdowns.
Shmacrosses didn't come till later.
Shmadowns. Isn't Downwell a game that could be considered Shmadown?
Shmadown, baby.
All right. You got anything more to add, CB? Are you done with the 1985?
No, because I mean at that point in time, it was simple perfection because it was either you played the NES or you really didn't play anything else. Sometimes simplicity is perfection.
So just to do a little bit inside baseball, when the four of us got together in a group text to decide who was going to get what years, we didn't have to argue about which year we were taking. Everybody picked a year, and nobody contested it and said, that's fine, that's not the year I wanted, which I thought was interesting. Go ahead.
I won't say nobody argued. CB argued with himself.
Yeah,
It's true.
He picked his year. He said 1985. We all made fun of him. and then like a couple days later, I went to make the official thing to write up for the episode, and I said, so CB, what year are you going with? He's like, yeah, I'm still sticking with 85. And I was like, all right. So
well, I had a hard time because I actually debated on like 77, 85, 87. Like there's a multitude of years but for me, like it still boils down to the OG like start of the modern gaming revolution.
all right. So that's your criteria. I'm going to go next. We're just going to kind of do this in chronological order. I went with my criteria wasn't quite based on, importance of gaming history or what it did to the rest of the industry. My criteria was I wanted a list of the banger games, like top tier games, the year that had the most must play games or system sellers, as it were. And that year is 1997 for me. So I could probably win this whole thing just with I'll say 5 games alone here. GoldenEye, Nintendo 64. Final Fantasy VII, PlayStation 1. Star Fox 64 on Nintendo 64. Castlevania Symphony of the Night on PlayStation. And Turok Dinosaur Hunter on Nintendo 64. Turok maybe not a system seller. That was just kind of an added bonus to that year. But the first 4, absolute bangers. And that's just getting started. Great games, classic games. Almost everybody that has been gaming for any period of time that aren't still children know each and every one of these games and have played each and every one of these games. And you've got such a varied type of genre just among those. You got first-person shooters, you've got JRPGs, you've got space shooters, you've got 2D gear-gated game. You've got another first-person shooter, but you get to shoot dinosaurs. And those are just my top ones. Outside of that, we've got Diddy Kong Racing, which I know Zach loves because he says he actually likes that better than Mario 64.
Mario Kart 64, buddy, not Mario 64.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say Mario Kart.
No. Just I don't want that out in the world.
96 was Mario Kart 64. So the original Fallout was that year. Tekken 3, Mega Man X4, probably the last really great Mega Man X game was Mega Man X4. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey was that year. Yoshi's Story, I know you love that game. Blast Corps on Nintendo 64 was that year. There's just so many solid games in this year that I really found it hard to find another year that did it better. There's just so many 10 out of 10 games for my 17-year-old gamer brain at the time that had to be played, that were all of different genres, and I played so many of them. So that is my case for 1997. Let's move on to
Pretty good argument.
Jake. Jake, what year did you choose?
I chose 2004. I mean, I kind of followed the same idea that you did. There was some, and I mean, I was 14 at the time, and I had to play, these games and whatnot, and I loved a lot of them. But when you talk about bangers coming out, all right. So just going down the list, we got GTA San Andreas, we got Halo 2. Like, do you remember how crazy it was when you could dual wield weapons?
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
People went nuts.
I mean, we all rewatched that first Halo 2 trailer probably 100 times, right?
We got Spider-Man 2. No, we got Spider-Man 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Half-Life 2, World of Warcraft came out, and I told my wife that. She was like, "No."
She didn't believe it was that long ago, you mean?
Yeah, my wife is 5 years older than me, so when that came out, she was like 19 or something like that, and so she was going nuts. She was like, "No, I don't believe it. I was that old when that game came out." Def Jam Fight for New York, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the original Fable came out, Gary's Mod, Jack 3, the original Far Cry, Ninja Gaiden, the first of the new remakes, the original Star Wars Battlefront, The Bard's Tale. God, if you have not played The Bard's Tale, you are missing out. That game is hilarious. I love that. The original Killzone, Burnout 3 Takedown, Alien Hominid, the game that made it from Newgrounds onto console.
Yeah.
Probably one of the first games that was, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. Mega Man X Command Mission was a great
never played that
game. It was a
turn-based JRPG.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. One of the many turn-based JRPGs I loved. The Suffering came out. Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, Legend of Zelda: The Four Swords, Monster Hunter. Yeah,
that's why you chose this year.
That's just for me. Katamari Damacy, the original one. Like, There's just a list of great games that came out in 2004.
Yeah,
just a lot of starters.
From learning anything, is that there are a lot of good video games out there.
Oh yeah,
and we're only doing 4 years,
right?
Yeah,
I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. All right, anything more to add? Are you good?
There's one game that I found that came out in 2004, and I was like, man,
yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder if we'll talk about that later.
Yep, like it's coming, Jake.
So yeah, I'm done. I'm good.
Oh, there's one. I mean, if you really want to sell Zach, there's one game that you did not list yet from 2004.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Which one? Did I miss one?
You said Red Dead Revolver.
There you go.
Oh yes. I did forget to put that one on the list.
Was
that Rockstar though? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was originally going to be Capcom, and then they canceled it, and Rockstar bought it up. Yeah.
I just remember I was working at Blockbuster at the time when that came out, and that was I can see the cover in my head. Isn't it just sort of like a really close-up shot of his face.
Yeah, Brett Harlow's face as he's fanning the hammer.
Yeah. He's got his mouth open like he's screaming. But the big deal in that one was that you could like paint targets, right? Wasn't that like the big selling point of that one? Yeah,
something they would carry forward.
For sure. Did you mention Metroid Prime 2 Echoes?
I skipped it for you.
He didn't want you to have joy.
I mean, if you're trying to sell me on it, you're gonna put the franchise I dearly love. Just leave it out of there.
Yes.
All right.
There's a lot of games that I saw in there that I was like, do I really want to talk about this one?
I mean, Balatro was like a long ways away, man. Like,
I mean, they made a bunch of games about TV shows. There's a Law and Order video game. So
it should be. I hope it should be a 2-disc game, and one of them is Law and the other is Order.
Dude, that would actually be freaking hilarious.
The DLCs are Special Victims and other ones.
And then it's got the button in the middle with like a little like those things in the greeting cards that you press. It goes dun dun.
Oh yeah, dude. Every time you open the case, it does that.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
When you push the button to release the disc. Bum, bum.
Oh, yeah. Bum, bum. Oh man. We
all right, Zach.
The coolest Law and Order game. Yeah.
You're up.
My
man.
turn?
Yep.
All right. Well, obviously, I could have picked 2018, but then Red Dead Redemption 2 came out that year, and it was kind of an auto win. So I decided to make it more interesting by picking 2010, which did so happen to have a game called Red Dead Redemption. It came out the same week, my friends, as Alan Wake and Mario Galaxy 2.
Dude, I remember I posted on Facebook and said, man, this is going to be a busy weekend. All 3 of these games are coming out. And my boss at the time commented on my post and said, there's going to be a lot of girls not getting pregnant that weekend.
How right he was.
I forgot about that, though. Man, what a weekend that was. We don't get those anymore.
No. Well, you could also conceivably get through them all in a week back then.
Yeah, right.
Different. But not only do we have those unabashed bangers, we have other bangers like Mass Effect 2, Limbo, StarCraft 2, Call of Duty Black Ops started this year.
Oh man, the original Black Ops, dude,
that was an experience. That brought us together.
Like, do you remember how that game ends?
Yeah, it was like a total mind trip. Do you remember how like that game had so many weird secrets? You could play Zork in that game.
Yeah.
That is a weird video game.
Yeah.
I believe Sam Worthington played the lead, fresh off of Avatar, as I recall, which is pretty funny.
I want to go back and replay that. Is that on Game Pass? Is Black Ops on Game Pass?
Not yet, I don't think.
No,
not the original. They have like World War II, I think, is the only old one now.
It's okay, Scott. I have multiple copies. You can borrow it.
All right.
But then 2010, saw the conclusion of the Kratos epic with God of War 3.
Mm-hmm.
He'd never to return, Kratos, because the story was finished. We had the Fallout New Vegas. Often disputed as the best Fallout game. All right, Heavy Rain. That was a big tentpole.
That was a moment, man. I remember like absolute water cooler moments, comparing notes with people.
Man, I feel like I've listed a lot of moments so far. Big moment for me was Nier came out this year as well.
Really? I thought the game was older for some reason.
And not only that, but Splinter Cell Conviction. All right, big year for excellent games for me and for everybody else. All right, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Super Meat Boy.
Oh, man.
Amnesia, The Dark Descent, Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light.
Oh, that was a multiplayer one.
Yeah, the top 10 was a Summer of Arcade game along with Limbo that year.
Oh, man, that was like the best Summer of Arcade, too, if I remember right.
I don't remember what the other ones were, but I mean, they were all pretty strong.
Something Shadow Planet was one of them. It was like a
Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet.
Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet. Was that year?
Yeah. I don't know.
Or what's the one?
You know what? Let's say yes.
What was the? I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. The one where you were the creepy kid stalking the girl. The platform where you could reverse time.
Braid.
Was that the same year?
That was 2000. Wait. Yeah, it was definitely 2010. Yeah, for sure. No, it was 2009.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Come on. And then this was just for me, but 007 Bloodstone came out of the year. That was pretty good. Pretty good Bond game.
Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet was 2012.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see
not
what
this
other games were in that Summer of Arcade with Limbo?
The 2010.
Hang on,
You
I
got-
can run.
I don't know if we have any Platinum Games fans in the house, but Vanquish came out that year.
I have not.
I remember Vanquish.
I actually have the Xbox One version that came with that and Bayonetta, but I've never opened.
So the 2010, it was Limbo, Hydro Thunder Hurricane,
Yeah.
Harmony of Despair,
Oh,
Monday Night Combat, and Lara Croft Guardian and the Guardian of Light.
Oh, man, I just hearing the names of those and like picturing the screens in my head is like giving me such nostalgia right now. Like I just remember how I was feeling at that point in my life. It just good stuff.
Dude, they really started and ended with some classics that year. Limbo and Lara Croft and Guardian of Light. Holy crap.
Not to help your cause, but it looks like Darksiders came out on that year too.
Oh,
Darksiders, son. You're welcome. The best, some would say the best Zelda game.
the best Zelda game.
Not me. I would not say that, just for the record.
All
Somebody
right,
would.
so
I'm sorry, but those Summer of Arcades were really good.
they were.
They were, man. It was fun. It was a celebration. And like if you would get like basically you get the last one free if you bought the rest.
And it was a total selling point. Like it was a game I was not even interested in, but I was like, I'm doing it. I don't care.
Yeah, of course.
Because that was back when money was a little bit tighter and
well, they would the games that were like $10 or $15 for indie games. So big difference there too.
Yeah.
And usually you wanted at least 2 or 3 of them. So you're like, well, I'd be silly not to just buy them all.
I can't afford not to give up a free
right.
game.
I'd be throwing money away if I didn't get a Monday Night Combat.
Oh, you also didn't say Star Wars Force Unleashed 2.
Yeah, I didn't.
That was...
I sure didn't.
No, okay. I didn't know you hated that game that much. Enslaved Odyssey to the West?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Let me write that down. Enslaved Odyssey to the West was that year. Dead Rising 2. The GoldenEye remake was that year. Yeah.
That,
No. Oh, the Daniel Craig one?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about Rogue Agent.
I didn't like that remake as much. I'm noticing a trend though. Like every single one of us picked a year that we absolutely like have stellar memories of.
What's that?
Like no, I'm saying like each one of us picked a year that we have like stellar memories of playing. Like Jake's like, hey, like Monster Hunter came out this year, and Zach's like Red Dead Redemption came out this year. And...
Well, let's go around the room and say what age you were the year that you picked.
Oh, that's
interesting. I already did.
I was 17. Jake said he was 14. You were 1. Zach, how old were you?
What?
1. I was 19.
19. So we were all in our teens. So except for CB, who wasn't cognizant of anything at that point.
Oh yeah, that was 2019. I was out on my own. I was finally free of family. Yeah.
So that like I feel like that kind of plays a factor in it, right? 17 is when I first played because I was under the pressure of not being able to play JRPGs, and I was introduced to the gloriousness that is Final Fantasy 7.
And it's quite glorious.
17. So that was a banger year for me. That was when I started gaming on my own with freedom. So 3 out of the 4 of us picked a year where we were in our teen years. I feel like that's an interesting point to make. So all right, so let's bring it in. There's a couple ways we go ahead.
Fruit Ninja also came out in 2010.
Yeah, that's a big
So they connect from out in 2010. That sounds just maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
go ahead.
I think we need the community responses before we start tearing down.
I was just gonna say there's a couple ways we can go about this. We could do the community. I got the poll here in front of us. I could say what percentage votes every year got, and then we could go through the community comments, and then we can go down and kind of debate. Is what you guys want to do?
From the community, I already know I probably lost, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay. We didn't get a whole lot of comments. We got a couple. I didn't copy them.
You
Awesome.
sure didn't.
No, I didn't.
But
So,
do you have the poll results?
I do have the poll results. You want to just go with that? So, out of everybody polled on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, all of our social media platforms, 1985 got 0% of the votes.
What?
Whoa.
0?
0% of the votes. 1997 got 0% of the votes. None.
No way.
No
What?
way.
Absolutely. 2010?
So it's down to 2004 and 2010. I'm just doing this in chronological order, but 2004 had 33% of the votes, and 2010 had 67% of the votes.
The people have spoken.
So according to the community, Zach wins, and according to our those in the chat here, they agree as well. So
everybody saw Red Dead Redemption and said, "Yeah, you're right."
By the way, Tim Pollen is the one who guessed the years. He didn't. He had it pretty off. Zach, he did guess Zach at 2010. He guessed CB at 2004, me at 85, and Jacob at 97. Let's see. Mark Szymanski said 1985, and it's not close. Gauntlet, Space Harrier, Gunsmoke, Excitebike, and who could forget Super Mario Brothers? I had already been playing video games since the early 80s, but it was the NES that inspired me to get a new paper route at 10 years old so that I could finally play those games. What an incredible time to be alive. So you got one vote, CB.
Okay.
But
I'm like,
you just didn't click any of the polls, though.
Said 1985, and it was still 0%. I'm like, come on, man.
He didn't do it on the poll. So what can I say? Alan Sheck says, man, 2004 wins this for me. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Thug 2, Halo 2, Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, Fable, Nintendo DS were all big for me. Also can't deny the influence of Half-Life 2, Spider-Man 2, KOTOR 2, Red Dead Revolver, and World of Warcraft on other games that I love. CB, Alan guessed you at 1985. He guessed me at 97. He guessed Zach at 2004 and Jacob at 2010. So Alan was the one that had just the two mixed up, Jacob and Zach. Let's see. Sean Coates says, if I had to pick, I'd say 2004. Not only was it the year I graduated high school, but it was the era when gaming grew up and refined itself as a legitimate art form. Games like Half-Life 2, Halo 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Metal Gear Solid 3. Then he goes on and says 1985 saved the industry, but still a block prototype. 97, the cultural explosion of the 3D era. 2004, refinement and boundary-pushing narratives. 2010, immersive and cinematic worlds with games like Red Dead Redemption, Mario Galaxy 2, God of War 3, etc. And Paul Hine simply says 2010, Mass Effect 2. That's all he said.
Enough said.
So there you have it. The community has spoken, and they all agree 2010. So I have no idea how this debate's going to work because we clearly, have we have some differing of opinions. But
I know Zach and I are in agreements that there's 1 year that immediately gets knocked off.
Yeah, I mean, look, 2004 obviously had incredible games. Half-Life 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. These are no jokes. There's one game. One game that automatically just takes you out of the running. I'm pretty sure CB and I agree on the Guy game.
Yep.
Oh, that was 2004?
Oh, really?
There's
okay.
But I have a secondary follow-up.
Well, I think all you need to say is one of the models was an 18.
Yeah.
So unless you're a fan of cheese pizza, you can't say 2004 is the best year.
Cheese pizza. It took me a second. I'm like, what are you going with that?
See, I wasn't even going there.
Yeah.
One of the games released in 2004 was called JFK Reloaded.
That was my number.
You play as
there's number 2. I have a third one. Third one.
So you play as the random CIA guy who took the shot?
Yeah. You play as Lee Harvey Oswald taking the 3 shots. And you're trying to make them as historically accurate as possible.
No, that's not true.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
it's a
it's
game.
absolutely a real game.
But that's not nearly as
No.
offensive as Big Rigs Trucking.
That's the one I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah,
Because
dude,
that game is like
miserable.
one of the most notoriously broken video games of all time, right?
That game had GameSpot's reviewer go out and sit down in the San Francisco street hoping to get run over in his video review. That was his 1 out of 10 review for Big Rigs.
Yep.
Was that Alex?
That was Alex Navarro, yeah.
Alex Navarro.
Yeah.
I don't care what you guys say. There's too many other good games that outweighs.
It's a great year, but the guy game, brother.
Dude,
game.
But that's not on the year. That's just that one game. That's just
It's a little bit on the year.
No.
That's like saying like Roger Clemens is a great baseball player, but steroids.
What's a little bit like? Well, you can't
You have that
you said
one
it's not-
mark that just takes you out.
You said that's not on the year, but when you say that's true of all the good games, then be like, well, it's not really the year's fault that Half-Life 2 came out. That's no argument.
Yeah, but Roger Clemens didn't exploit children.
There you go.
No, but what I'm saying is like just there's one reason why Roger Clemens isn't in the Hall of Fame. So there's one game that's bad enough that it's just like, nope, you're out of the running.
Okay, fair enough.
I still vote
will-
it's out anyway. So
Well, sure you
I'm-
do.
I'm-
Shut up,
I'm also going to vote.
Scott. You're not involved.
Yes, I am.
No.
I'm also going to say that 1985, as much as important as it was for the industry, does not belong in the top year of all time. It's got Super Mario Brothers, yes, I will give you that. But like absolute must plays, like, I mean, again, I'm going off of my criteria, right? Super Mario Brothers, super influential, but there's so many other games in here that were good, but not ones that were system sellers.
There are so many bad games in 1985, they had to create the seal of quality.
That he makes a
No,
solid
no.
point,
There's
man.
so many bad games that were sold in 1983 that Nintendo came up with it.
It was 93 when that thing came out.
Hey, 1983. Nintendo started with the seal of quality, but it's a holdover from how bad things were.
That's what
I'm just saying, I am not going back and playing a ton of games from 1985.
Again, anybody who knows me knows I'm a fan of video game history.
I know.
So that's where I sit because I look at criteria differently. Like I don't look at just the top tier games. I look at relevance because if the NES had never been launched, almost every other console system after that wouldn't exist.
Right, but that's also like saying the Beatles is the best band because
No,
spawned
don't
so
even
much.
lie to me.
The argument doesn't work, I guess, for music.
No,
It's the same thing. Like we wouldn't have the
No, it's
music we
not.
did today without the Beatles. But I
the
am not
Stones
putting
say
on-
otherwise.
Oh man, I'm not getting into a Stones versus Beatles argument with you, but my point is I'm not putting on a Beatles record today.
I dig the Beatles. I'm a Stones kind of guy.
Thank you, Steven.
The one that I had the hardest time arguing with is Zach's with 2010.
2010 is a very hard year to argue.
Argue against. You mean?
Yes, I mean, like there's one super disappointing game that year, Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, that was the MMO,
The online
right?
RPG for
The
PC.
the original game so bad they sold it to you again later.
Yes.
I mean, is that when it started?
I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean that happened with Final Fantasy 14.
Also, to kind of dump on Jake again, 2004 created
Unnecessary.
World of Warcraft. So I'm sorry, like that just immediately removes any consideration for me.
Like he already
You played
ceded
World
a
of
loss.
Warcraft for like 8 years.
I know, but it was
just
so
our audience
damaging.
just so our audience knows, when he says that he played it for 8 years, he doesn't mean he started in 2004 and played it to 2012. It means he actually has that many hours in the game.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
I have years of in-game playtime, not 8 years, but yeah,
Okay.
it is
Yeah.
years.
You have more hours in that game than that game's been out.
Damn that game.
So,
Damn that game to hell.
Did you ever see the South Park?
Yes.
The episode of that was basically you.
You know what,
now,
Zach?
1997.
Poop
Go
bucket.
ahead, Scott. What do you got?
After looking over your list, I think I'm going to concede.
Oh
and
man, I didn't get to point out that 1997
not-
killed the Sega Saturn, which would lead to Sega's death, or Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero came out that year.
The
And,
Crow City of Angels.
It's pretty bad as well. Bubsy 3D came out in Europe that year, so that wasn't good either.
Also, the year with quite possibly one of the worst arcade games ever, according to IGN, with Revolution X with its infamous 1 out of 10 rating.
Revolution X?
Specifically, the early the early arcade versions were like buggy on arrival. They had to actually like send new boards.
I think I played that game on Super Nintendo, and it was great. Another one where you're like shooting bad guys.
Your
with
Aerosmith
CDs.
shooting.
It's the
CDs
Aerosmith game, right?
Yeah, but the original like port of it was like super bad.
But guys, you just gotta understand: GoldenEye, Final Fantasy VII, Symphony of the Night, Star Fox 64, Turok.
That's great. You know how many times
we don't care.
I go back to my N64.
Oh,
yeah. No.
But Scott, are any of those games as good as Super Mario Galaxy 2?
Well, that's that. You know, I will answer you after I pick up my copy of Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 on
this
Nintendo
coming
Switch
Thursday.
Because I'm going to replay, because I haven't played that since launch. And I just remember that being at the time, I was just so consumed with that game and blown away by how good that game was. What a great pass the controller with a buddy game. Like, I'll play a level, you play a level.
Oh, yeah, true.
Or what are they, stars? Are they stars in Galaxy? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like,
Shines?
I
No,
missed
Shines are
that.
Super Mario, obviously.
Shines were
Super Mario
Shine
Sunshine,
Sprites
obviously.
were Sunshine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll give up 97. I think 2010. Like, I admittedly was like, well, that's got to be 97. Like, when we first started having this conversation, and I looked over the list and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. And I didn't really like peruse others. I was just like, that's just gonna be the year. It's gonna be tough to beat. And then I looked over yours after you chose it, and I was like, oh boy. This is gonna be tough to beat.
I'm glad I picked it. This is unanimous. The poll, the comments, and the podcast.
I can see that. I don't know about these two.
Can I just say I'm wildly surprised that neither one of you chose 2008.
Where you're gonna have to refresh me.
Dead Space,
Fallout 3, Left 4 Dead, Dead Space, Grand Theft Auto 4, Gears of War 2, Metal Gear Solid 4, Call of Duty World at War, Fable 2.
Yeah, great year.
Good year.
It's no 2010.
Rock Band 2, Saints Row 2, Mirror's Edge, World of Goo.
Well, we're not.
Devil May Cry 4.
Look, I love Mirror's Edge, but we're not arguing for 2008 right now.
Star Wars Force Unleashed, the first one.
Yeah,
Saints Row 2 isn't where it's at. Saints Row 3.
Also good.
Isn't 2 the one where they had the giant rubber ducky out in the ocean as an Easter egg?
I don't know. I swear that was the first one you could pick your dude's voice, and I made like they have a guy that kind of sounds like Jason Statham. So I was running an American gang as that dude, and that was a lot of fun.
All right, so the people have spoken, and the crew has spoken. 2010.
I feel like we took down 85 and 2004 together.
I hate
Scott.
all of you.
Sorry, man. Yeah, the guy.
Oh no, it was definitely. Well, it was you and me that were like, no.
I didn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
Like you had two glaring omissions that you're like 2004 is really good if you just look away from this corner of the room.
I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find people that probably even listen to the show that are familiar with the Guy game.
I don't know, man. It's pretty infamous. I think Big Rigs is obscure, right?
Huh?
Big Rigs is more of an obscure bad game, right? Compared to the Guy game.
I don't remember hearing anybody talk about the Guy game after I had it.
You go to any YouTube like worst games of all time list, and the Guy game usually tends to pop up on that list with like E.T.
I would say like that and Custer's Revenge are kind of the two obvious. These are the worst games ever put to print.
Yeah.
We had Custer's Revenge up at CB's bachelor party.
Oh
Or
my
not, no, his
God.
brother's bachelor party.
Yeah.
Like for people to play.
Jesus, that's a way to start the mood off.
His wife walks in and is like, what is going on?
She's
Oh,
gonna
that was the
call her
night.
off.
That was the night I was told I was a horrible host.
Yeah. That was the start of that.
That's haunting you to this day. So anyway, I'm sorry. So 2010 wins.
Yeah, that's it. Congratulations, Zach.
I won't be arrogant about it, but I will say, a win's a win.
Yeah, there you go. That was fun, guys. Next week is the first podcast of the month, which means it's time for community questions. So stay tuned for that. But that is going to do it for this week's The Gaming Outsider. Congratulations, Zach. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. This episode was produced by Kevin Honigford, and all the music you hear is written and performed by Grant Henry of Stemmage and Metroid Metal. His website is stemmagemusic.com. Please be sure to email us if you have any questions or concerns. Our address, as always, is feedback@thegamingoutsider.com. Looks like I'm going to be the only one with any kind of recommendation this week, and I have got a music recommendation for you.
As you always do.
I don't always have a music recommendation, but one of my favorite artists of all time, at least years ago, I'm saying this because I did not realize he put out a new album 3 years ago. I just discovered on Saturday. But
Michael Jackson? Michael
See,
Jackson?
No. One of my favorite artists of all time is a guy by the name of Jamie Cullum. Jamie Cullum is a jazz pianist and singer that is just is hands down the best live concert I've ever seen to this day. It's just him and the piano, and he's got some backup musicians. But outstanding show. He's kind of like Harry Connick Jr. If Harry Connick Jr. were younger and a little more hip, a little cooler, and British. Fantastic. Anyway, he's got a new album that he put out in 2022 called For the Love. And there is a song on that is a cover of Ed Sheeran's Shape of You that is outstanding.
Interesting.
Really good. I actually showed it to my wife because she really likes that Ed Sheeran song. And she didn't realize that's what the song was until the chorus kicked in. It's that unrecognizable until the chorus. He's really put his own spin on it. But if you like that style of music, go check out that album's got to be 20 years old at this point. 20-something is a phenomenal, feel-good jazz pianist album that I highly recommend. So Jamie Cullum, Cullum. All right, CB, you got something you want to mention as well?
Yes. Season 3 of Alice in Borderlands has finally dropped.
All right.
And I binge watched it all in a day.
Oh my God.
And I can openly say it is probably one of the best endings for a TV show I have seen in quite a while.
All right.
Granted that they do kind of leave a slight cliffhanger to leave it open if they choose to go back to it. There's a surprise cameo that I was beyond ecstatic for the moment I saw and heard this person's voice. Like, it's immediately recognizable.
Can you remind everybody what this is? Because some people may not be familiar with the show. I know you've talked about it in the past,
So it's a Netflix original that's based off of I believe it's a graphic novel about somebody that gets trapped in a strange land and has to play games to survive.
So it's Dungeon Crawler Carl.
It's basically Squid Games before Squid Games.
Oh, okay.
But a little more open world-esque. Like, it's an apocalyptic world. You have to play games to survive. It's a great story. The ending had a pretty awesome message. So it ended far better than Squid Game did.
All right.
But it is fantastic if people want something that's like short, get in, get out, watch it, enjoy it. Alice in Borderlands, it's amazing.
All right. And Jacob, how about you, man?
Oh, I picked up Dark Souls, the board game, a few days ago, and I have been playing that. I sat down with my kid.
I just imagine you picking up dice and throwing it at the other person and saying you died.
It's got some hit.
There's been a lot of death. So it's probably just as unforgiving as the game itself. There's a lot to read into, but I do like how the game handles itself when it comes to the equipment and stuff, because every piece of equipment has a dodge or like a dodge modifier and an armor modifier and a resistance modifier.
You gotta roll for iframes.
Yeah, kind of. There's a green, blue, black, and orange die. The green die are your dodge.
So you roll for roll?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll.
So all the enemies have a minimum dodge value or a dodge chance or whatever in there. And so when they swing at you, you have to roll a certain amount of dodge so you can dodge, or you automatically get hit. And then their damage minus your armor is what the damage you actually take is. And I think it's really well done, although I don't know if I have an expansion or something, or it's a remake, but a lot of the weapons are like, it's not a flat number that you level up by. So you're not just going to 3 or whatever. So like level 1 is you have like 6 strength, and then the second one you'll have 15. But the next weapon you get, you'll have like, it'll ask for 16 strength. So you have to level up again and go to like 27 strength to use your level 16 or strength requirement of 16. It's like, man, that kind of sucks, because I feel like I'm always like 1 or 2 points off. But I guess that's just the I'm sure
Dark Souls, right?
Yeah,
Hit that bonfire.
Yeah. It's we got to our first boss encounter in there, and the bosses are handled differently than other enemy types. And he walked over to my kid and was like, I'm just gonna pound you into the ground. And he hit him, and then he hit him again, and my kid just poofed into dust. And that was the end of our little excursion.
Well, game over, man.
Yeah. But it's a fun little game. But I think Nate said there's like 4 expansions or something. And so wow. I'm gonna have to go digging.
So you like it?
Oh yeah, it's a good game. Although it took me 4 hours to set up and read all of the rules, and then the gameplay says it's anywhere from 2 to 3 hours playtime.
Nice.
So that's a long one.
Yeah. I'm always intimidated by those games. Like I actually was gifted like Fallout, the board game. I feel like it's based on Fallout 4. And I've never cracked the ceiling because it just looks so intimidating. I have no idea what that game is about. But
speaking of intimidating games, I forgot to mention this to you, and it's relevant to this podcast. Twilight Imperium is coming to console. The board game.
I'm not familiar with that. Is it? Don't look at me like that because I'm not familiar with the
Twilight
board game.
Imperium. It's like one of the most complex board games of all time. It's like minimum 8-hour play.
Man, remember like when we were kids and like playing Risk took forever, and now we're like, all right. Well, thanks so much everybody for listening, and thanks to my co-hosts. Until next week, I am Scott Clark with Zach Parkerson, Jacob Gunderson, and Chris Behrensmeyer, and we are the Gaming Outsider. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad game, just games that aren't for you.